This is just the last stand in the mountains now. Hold the line. Oh, I went bankrupt just before the battle started.
Hey, Spud Gun, I know this campaign kind of sucked, but it's over. Do you want to peace out?
Yeah,
Please, I
just
don't
send me
have
the
any
piece.
Yeah, let me do it as well, Spud.
Wait, are you?
Can you piece me out,
I thought
folks?
you were.
Spud?
Just send me the piece, guys.
Spud.
Alright.
Alright.
What happened to you was absolute trash.
Give me something for the pain and let me die.
Listen, everyone, should I tell Plastic and Tokugawa? Should I tell them?
No, it's funnier this way.
Yeah.
No, tell me what the fuck is going on? Wait,
Yeah,
Plantagenia, you're gonna accept this? What's going on? What's going on? I'm
Wait,
confused.
sure,
Should
sure,
I
sure,
should
calm
I tell
down, calm
them?
down, guys.
We can't end this
What do you
war till
need?
Queen gets in the game.
You can send as many peace deals.
No,
to Plantagenia.
Spud. Why don't you want to peace out?
You can send as many.
No, it's Krinku is the
war leader.
AI. Yeah, and he's the war leader.
You can send peace deals.
I know, I sent Spud the fucking peace offer.
You can send as many peace
Wait,
deals
what?
to Plantagenia as you want, but I don't know if the AI will accept.
Oh, you're not in the fucking game?
Oh my
Oh
god.
no, I am in the game, alright. I am in the game.
He's Belgian, boys. He's Belgian.
He's
What
in
are you
the.
playing? Hold on.
Oh my
Fuck
god.
you.
What the fuck?
I'm
gonna
Banana
find what
Man.
you're playing,
I'm
Spud.
Banana
Wait,
Man.
did you get all of your cores, Spud Gun? Like, did they release and come back?
Some of them. I'm Banana Man.
Dude, now I'm in a long ass AI award. Thanks a ton. Ah.
Hey, that's just kind of how
Final
that's
fuck
how
you
it
to me.
played.
Sieging the AI is so hard.
I don't wanna.
God damn it. Fuck you.
You literally have everything on your side, Plastic. Like, literally, your
I don't wanna
enemies
see
became
it.
AI. My
I
God.
don't wanna.
Oh no. What the hell's going on?
Like they're literally breaking free from the fucking Vinland right now. I'm just making an observation that Vinland's literally like having Belgian break free from them. It's fucking retarded.
Well, at least Belgian Confederacy is gonna be back on the map.
Yeah, I'll play them.
Yeah. Maybe you can try foreign
he
Plantagenia.
is attacking Max. Oh, they're attacking both provinces. Just fucking hold the line. Oh, I went bankrupt just before the battle started.
I'm in a pretty big war. Yeah, you damn right you are.
You know, if we're rehosting now, I might hop on the Belgian Confederacy.
Oh, I'm murdering him. I rolled an 8. He rolled a nothing.
Oh, good job. Right, I'm gonna hop on the in this rehost. I'm gonna hop on the Belgian Confederacy now. Yeah.
Do it.
I will.
There's a new player on the game, by the way. It's called the Belgian Confederacy. I'm Banana Man, guys. What's up?
What's up?
I respect that.
Well, yeah, you're gonna get your cores off yourself at Plantagenia.
Because I'm fucking getting occupied by Belgian rebels. I just want some time to recap what Aragon did.
He's not on the chat.
Aragon sent half his army to Americas, got some of its stack wiped to get infamy from Vinland, who added states to go up to 20 infamy.
Is Aragon-Italy like the dominant power, like in the
No.
like no?
He's the dominant
he's
power in the Americas.
Well, yeah.
You know, Aragon-Italy, he's the #1 country in occupations of Plantagenia. Other than that, not too good.
I'm a bit disappointed though, because I actually made a deal with him that I wanted to hold for you.
Like, kill him. The only thing I want to see in Europe is fucking Aragon-Italy dead on the ground. A corpse, blood everywhere. I failed with the military, I failed with the economy, and I failed with diplomacy. But there's one thing that finally turned out in my favour, in my hour of need after all else failed. Synchronisation. Aragon-Italy went out of sync, forcing a rehost at the ideal time, the perfect moment. After all I'd been through, the synchronisation gods finally smiled upon me. I moved on to the Belgian Confederacy, which has gained quite a lot of extra land lately, it seems. Rebels in Vinland during the War of Super Despair have led to not 1, not 2, but 3 regions going back to the Belgian Confederacy. These 3 regions account for about 800,000 pops, bringing the Belgian Confederacy back up to 1.5 million in total, while Vinland's population drops to 1.43 million. The Belgian Confederacy's story this campaign has been absolutely insane. They started out with a player, of course, but they were out pretty much in the first war. Then Vinland spent 5 years, I repeat, 5 years fighting the AI to get those 3 regions. As we all saw, the Belgian Confederacy was reduced to its 1 capital province for a long time. And as Plantagenia, I made them my puppet, although they were the most rebellious puppet I've ever had. While fighting Gran Colombia and Japan, and then doing my truce break on Vinland, I had a parallel war going on against the Belgian Confederacy to puppet them after they broke free. And that war lasted 4 years because I simply couldn't get there because I was busy fighting everyone else. And in a weird turn of events, the original Belgian Confederacy player shows up and joins on a rehost mid-stack wipe. Then I send my army to go to his capital, go and make a cup of tea, and the rest of his army's dead when I get back. And by the way, I had no problem with the player coming back there, it was just mildly annoying, but he left after that. They rebelled again, and I quelled some of the rebellions, but I could not contain it. When the independence rebels won again, I spent a long time considering, and I finally decided to let them go free. This was in the final phase of the War of Super Despair, where I knew it was completely over for Plantagenia. Vinland and Aragon had pushed us completely back, and Gran Colombia's truce was nearly up. When I let the Belgian Confederacy go, I'm not going to lie and say that I planned the whole thing to go on to them and play them and potentially win. It was a desperate idea as everything was crumbling around me. I knew Vinland had rebels, but I didn't think an entire 3 regions would defect to the Belgians. Before we have a look at my new situation on the Belgian Confederacy and where we go from here, we're going to go and do a war analysis on the last phase of the War of Super Despair versus Aragon-Italy, Vinland and Gran Colombia. This war was absolutely insane. It was one of the most intense wars I've ever had in Victoria 2. Let's start with the overall casualties from it then. I've got 3 words for these casualties. The absolute state of those Vinlandic and Aragonese Italian casualties. It's nearly a 2-to-1 ratio. The biggest battle of the whole war was St. Helena. This was the decisive battle of the whole war and the last time that Qingqiu and I were able to match the Aragonese and Vinlandic troops on the open field in a pitched battle. Vinland and Aragon brought all their troops around, but crucially Aragon-Italy transported in 3 full professional stacks, 90k troops, just before the battle started. And this really exposes my poor strategy at this point in the war. We should not have been there. We shouldn't have been by the sea, and we shouldn't have been in the plains. Those troops that Aragon transported are the exact reason we shouldn't have been anywhere near the sea. Perhaps it was overconfidence, perhaps I was just trying to show Aragon-Italy this isn't a simple little war. You actually have to make a full commitment for this. But the problem is, he did. We definitely should have been back at these mountains, so that was a big mistake. Now if we go back a bit earlier, the second biggest battle of the war, the same also applies to the Battle of Plantagenia. Now this was really overconfident. Attacking them? Wow, what was I thinking? But there is some merit to this. We inflicted more casualties on them, which is extraordinary for an attacking battle against bigger numbers. By this point in the war, we'd just been staring at each other for a while. There hadn't been any battles for a long time, and they were just slowly occupying other bits of my country. We also had this ticking time bomb of the Gran Colombian truce. We had to do something. I made another really big mistake in this battle though. I had my defensive general, the legend Rouille, because of his high defensive stat, he took over the battle. I should have had my +3 attack leading, then we would have inflicted even more casualties on them, and possibly even won, although that's quite unlikely. Was this war completely doomed when Aragon-Italy came in at least? Or could we actually have pulled off a victory? And if so, how could we have done it? Well, I've already identified a couple of mistakes in those 2 battles I just looked at. They shouldn't have been fought. We should have just stayed in the mountains or fought more guerrilla warfare. We shouldn't have tried to fight them in the open like that. I just feared that if we only held the mountains, they would occupy the entire rest of the country and just never attack the mountains and we'd be stuck there. What Qingqiu and I didn't know at the time though was that apparently Aragon's involvement in America had a time limit. He brought all his troops back to Europe before it was finished to fight the big European war that was coming up. Assuming that Aragon-Italy was always going to abandon the war at that time, if we had not fought those open pitch battles, we would have been in much better stead for Aragon leaving, and then we could have beaten Vinland and maybe Gran Colombia. But I don't know if Aragon-Italy would have left if he hadn't gotten those decisive victories. His European allies, Scandinavia and Burgundy, were clearly pressuring him to get out of that stupid American war. So it's really hard to say what could have happened differently. But things were extremely stacked against Qingqiu and I in that war. It was a losing battle, a battle for survival. Gran Colombia's attack on Plantagenia, which we were fully expecting, was the final nail in the coffin. I decided to try and surprise him by fighting his forces as soon as he started moving into the country, but that backfired and we lost there. By a stroke of luck, he happened to have his +4 attack general in the stack that I sent my 4 defense general into. Then it was just the last stand in the mountains and going bankrupt. Going bankrupt was another complete mistake on my part. I should have paid attention to my money and asked someone for a grant before it goes down to 0. A lot of people would have been willing to send me money because a lot of people were sympathetic to the cause that I was in. Not sympathetic enough to actually help with units, but sympathetic enough to fund me nonetheless. I fought most of the war on a huge grant that China gave me at the start of the war. Another detail was that I actually had my taxes on minimum the whole war to prevent rebellions because I was on 100 war exhaustion. I think that's one of the reasons I didn't get so many rebellions while Vinland got loads. Now it's time to really dissect what Aragon-Italy did here. We'll start with his military moves. During the course of this war I managed to stack wipe 3 Aragonese stacks with these guerrilla warfare mountain tactics. The aim is to move into the mountains right before the enemy does, and you have to time it by looking at the dates that your troops will arrive. And you also have to do it from a province that they don't have vision on, so that you essentially come out of nowhere. I think showing Aragon-Italy's point of view here with the fog of war really illustrates how this worked. He's got no idea what I'm doing. To prevent it, he just has to look very closely, and if I appear into those mountains one day before he does, he just needs to stop his movement if he possibly can. Also, they would have been able to see the province I was moving from if they had been blockading me. The next 2 times it happened weren't quite the same. This was a completely unintentional 3k stack bait from Qingqiu. I wouldn't ever try doing this kind of bait because it's so obvious. Nothing's more obvious than that 3k sitting there. You should do it if you're playing single player. It works on the AI, but AI stands for Aragon-Italy as well, so there you go. So the Aragonese came into this war in the Americas to get 24 infamy from Vinland. I can reveal to you now that Aragon did not get a single bit of infamy from Vinland. They fell out with each other towards the end of the war. Vinland was angry with Aragon for getting his troops stack wiped, and he also believed that Aragon wasn't entitled to get the infamy since he pulled out of the war. I'd have been constantly laughing at Aragon-Italy if it weren't for the fact that this whole thing resulted in my country collapsing. Vinland managed to get a huge European great power to skew an American war completely in his favour, and he didn't have to give up anything in return.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
Aragon-Italy sent about half his army to the Americas to get involved in this horrible war where he got loads of troops stack wiped and took massive losses, and he gained absolutely nothing out of it. Not receiving the promised 24 infamy is bad enough, but he took a net loss of infamy from being in this war for so long. You see, when you're at war, your infamy decay is lower, and I've done the calculations based on the infamy decay in this mod, which is higher than in vanilla. Aragon-Italy spent just over 4 years in that war, 52 months to be precise. While he was at war, his infamy decay rate was lower than it would have been if he were at peace for that time. So during that war, Aragon-Italy lost a grand total of 1.7 infamy. If he had been at peace, he would have lost 13 infamy, meaning by being in this war, he made a net loss of 11.3. The only reason he did this was to gain 24 infamy. Just the absolute state of Aragon-Italy. And then to top it all off, it was his out of sync which allowed me the perfect chance to go to the Belgian Confederacy. It's really tragic to see what happened to Plantagenia and think about what could have been. I still had that immigration decision, and I would have used it if I'd had a single moment of peace in this entire campaign. But this is the American bloodbath, and what a bloodbath it was. The end of Plantagenia is an end of an era in this campaign, but we will continue now on the Belgian Confederacy. We're back in the game on a stable country at peace now, but we still have a huge task ahead of us. We still have to somehow form Arcadia with this. And just as with Plantagenia, we need to take all these cores you see on the screen before we can go any further. And if Vinland and Gran Colombia still work together on this, then it still seems like a pretty much impossible task. At the very least, we'll get another bloodbath, another fight for survival, and then die again. We won't even have our ally Qingqiu anymore because an absolute tragedy is taking place over on the other coast of America. When the truce with Gran Colombia ended, it also ended with Japan, and they're coming in to kill Qingqiu. The synchronization worked both ways, and while it benefited me, unfortunately Qingqiu didn't get in on the rehost, and his country is temporarily AI while this is happening. At least the Qingqiu AI is fucking up Vinland. Like,
well, I mean, they're just attacking me, like, in the mountains. Like, I'm not missing out on anything. Nothing that I couldn't have done
Vinland just
myself.
retreated. The AI demobilizes and remobilizes. He's got a hefty chance. Can someone sphere me?
Well, I'm gonna have to fucking carpet siege these guys now. Thanks. I saw an opportunity, I walked in, and now I have to deal with a fucking AI.
I'm looking at
biggest brain.
I'm looking at zombies.
Now they're retreating your cut. You even gave them mill access. Nice.
Do you think Zombie's not too busy to maybe like go and sphere me? Look at his country. I don't know if he's busy. There's a big naval battle going on, huge battles getting occupied, but he might be able to sphere me if he has the time. I don't know.
Looks like he has a lot of time on his hands.
I think if you scream for long enough, I think.
Wait, Pokegar, can you peace out?
I can't because Queen Q, the AI, won't peace out.
How much war score do you have?
Wait,
How much more
I've
do you
got a
need?
message from the King Q AI. The King Q AI has just texted me. He says, "Full siege me down."
Yes, in spirit. Live on.
Look at fucking France. Look at fucking France.
God,
your country's gonna burn down because of the AI. Do you want that to happen?
What the fuck happened to France?
Zombies getting full sieged because his Diplo backfired on
Yeah,
him.
but do you think he can sphere me? I don't know. I need that sphere.
I don't know.
Oh my god, you fuckle!
My stream
I spent infamy on that, but getting all of your shit back from the floor.
Let's go. I got a land off Plantagenia that he added on.
I'm killing these rebels. Fuck off. No.
What the fuck?
Yes.
This is so BS.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Belgium was getting 6,000. Oh,
Wait, who's getting 6,000?
Belgium.
Fuck.
Belgium. The fucking
Spud gun
taking
back
all
from the dead, terrorizing us.
You can mobilize a lot, Spud Gun, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
War between Japan and King
Like
Q.
40 brigades, I would think, maybe?
Yeah, that's
30?
and that's a conservative estimate. Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Finally, here comes Virtual Rock to kill King Q, but yeah, that's not gonna make the AI peace out.
Dude, he's not even in the game and he's attacking him. That's fucking slimy.
You know, I might mobilize and send my troops to go and attack against Aragon-Italy in Europe. I don't know.
I don't know if this is a wise idea, Master.
And I wouldn't blame you if you did, dude. I wouldn't blame you if you did.
Just out of spite.
Dude, they fucking broke through to fucking to England. So
Wait,
what are the sides in this war? It's DM and who else on his side?
DM against everyone.
That's it?
No, he has Russia, Lithuania.
Yeah, I
Oh,
thought.
Russia as well. Yeah.
Russia, Poland, and
Yes, my
Saxony.
But dude, they're gonna be peace stabbing this guy soon, so it's gonna be pretty messy.
I just
Yeah.
want to stop killing each other.
You're the
Even
biggest
fucking
instigator of this
yeah.
shit. By bringing in
You declared on me, Spud.
You brought in Aragon-Italy. I declared war on you, stack wiped the shit out of your army, but you brought in Aragon-Italy. You
Yeah.
were dead. You were done.
And you brought in Queen.
That's
you
an
brought in
American.
Queen.
That's an American country with like 2 stacks. Aragon-Italy sent 200k troops.
I mean,
yeah, I
something-
literally just called him in to help fucking siege you down because you were being obtuse.
Yeah, well, you said let's have a 1v1 causing Queen.
I just hit him by accident. Fuck. I didn't mean to attack him there.
I can't help there, dude.
I have to build some
really bad
cavalry,
off.
so I can't build anything else.
Yeah, this is over. We're not winning this one, I'm sorry to say. Like, we can't bleed them out, dude. I mean...
It's like, if they declare again, next war, we'll have the advantage.
On the bright side, I managed to occupy Crete.
But it's fine, because here's the thing, right? Is that,
Dude, you're losing 15k a day. What? And 9 of them is going to fucking Belgium. They're getting 11k immigrants. What?
Yeah,
we need to
literally,
kill
Belgium
them.
is literally
We
exploding.
need to kill them, Greg.
And 3k
You
is
just
going
can't
to,
handle
like,
people's
plastic.
success. Every time someone does something
Oh.
well, you're like, oh, we need to
No.
kill them. There's the surrender from Zombie.
Meanwhile, the lane is getting fucking unsieged by Queen. So go after that.
Dude, it's getting 15k immigrants now.
Why don't you build yourselves up instead of trying to break other people down?
It's coming from you.
We're not talking about you, Spud.
I just wanted to be nice and fucking get some migration, but Plantagenia, right after a big war, decided to declare on me.
Listen, you had your troops on my border. It seemed like you were going to declare on me.
No, I wasn't.
We had an agreement where we would peace you out in exchange you would join our war, and you never did.
Vinland, I've got a peace offer.
Accept that. And I
Is it all of them? Do you want me to accept it?
Yeah, I just went out of this. Watch me out.